So, the infamous apartment story. I've told this story many times before. Um, it's probably the scariest paranormal interaction I've ever had, encountered. One of the scariest things that's ever happened to me so far, regarding the paranormal. That is, I still don't know what happened that day. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a panic attack. I legitimately don't know, but today I'm going to tell you guys, and also keep this for record too, because this was insane. I mean, I just don't know how to explain it. And some people, I mean, call this fake if you want, but I know what happened that day, and it was crazy. Or that night. I mean, I don't know, I still remember it to this day. I don't think I'll ever forget one of those. It's pretty scary. But, anyways, that out of the way, I'm gonna have timestamps down below if you just want to skip straight to it, because I'm gonna kind of explain a little bit more before all that went down. But yeah, if you just want to skip straight to the story, like what happened that night, you can just skip straight to it. Yeah, timestamps down below. So, anyways, before all that happened, I lived in my old house. It was pretty nice. But one day, my mom's boyfriend at the time basically burnt the house down. I'm not even joking. Or, well, not the whole house. He burnt like part of it, I guess. Because what happened is, yeah, I guess it was the weekend. Me and my little brother were at home. We were just playing games. She left for work, and it was pretty cold at the time. So he went to put wood in the wood stove because we had one of those. And over time, the fire just started building up. I mean, like we didn't know it at first, but slowly, slowly over time, smoke started building up in the house. Just over time, me and my brother didn't know what it was, and actually, I think the wood stove has done that before, so we were like, okay, whatever. But we did call our mom, and she thought that was kind of weird, but we thought nothing of it at the time. Anyways, fast forward to that, some dude comes in our house, and he's like, yo, your house is on fire. Like, is anybody in here? Is anybody in the house? Your house is on fire. And my little brother was like, yeah, we just ran out the house, and yada, yada, yada. Fire, police, firemen, ambulance. We did have to go to the hospital. Not because not because we had to, but when my mother came home and saw what went down, I guess she thought we had been in there with the smoke, so she wanted to get her lungs checked out. I guess because how if you're around too much smoke, it'll mess you up. So, anyways, after all that went down, we had to find a place to stay. And we ended up going to my aunt's house to stay there for a while. It was alright. It was pretty nice. I lived in the basement, and my little brother and mom lived upstairs. Uh, Basement, it was kind of creepy. And I actually had a paranormal encounter in there too. Or not there, but at the house. And funny part is, it wasn't even in the basement. It was upstairs. It was. But I'm living in this house with my aunt now, my mom, uh, and all of that. And one night, and this wasn't right after we got there. This was like after way, just over time we were staying there until we found another place, which would eventually be the apartments. Anyways, so we're staying there, right, at my aunt's house. One night, maybe it wasn't late. I would say like 12, maybe 1 a.m., maybe 2. But it wasn't nothing crazy like 4 a.m. or like 3 a.m. or nothing. It was kind of, you know, yeah, 12, 1, 2 a.m., something like that. Anyways, one night, I'm getting kind of hungry, and I know they have this snack basket, and it's like filled with granola bars and stuff like that. But they had this one, it was like peanut butter, what was it? It was like peanut butter chocolate granola bar, something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I want one of those. So I go up the stairs quietly, and this is in the basement, mind you. I wish I wish I had a picture to show you guys, but anyways, but I don't. But I was going up the stairs, you know, looking for the snack basket, and I was looking for the granola bar, and it's like right by the sink too, like the snack basket, and in front of the sink is a window, and dude, I heard, and I shit you not, uh, I'm being honest here, but I heard a little girl giggle outside the window. I'm not shitting you. I heard it. I know what I heard. And when I heard that, chills went down my fucking spine. I was like, no, not today. No. I, I ditched the granola bar. Fuck that. I ain't going. You know, I ain't even hungry no more. I'm going back down there. I'm going back to bed. I'll wait till the morning. I'm not trying to have any of that tonight. I go back to bed. Next morning I wake up. First thing I do is I ask my aunt, mom, all that. It's like, hey, we're like, cause my aunt had a kid at the time. Um, so I asked them, it's like, hey, you know, like, were you guys playing, or well, not had a kid, but she's, you know, still has him. But I asked them, it's like, hey, were you guys playing something? Cause like I said, it wasn't that late at night, right? Like I'm guessing this was 12 a.m. Cause I was assuming maybe they were playing something, and I think Nathaniel stayed up. That's my little brother, Nathaniel. He kind of stays up a little bit later too. Some like or you know maybe he was like drifted off and something was playing, right? Just something. I was trying to come up with something. It's like, hey, were you guys playing something last night, maybe? And they were like, no, why? Like nothing was playing. And I'm like, just asking. I never told anyone until like maybe a month later or so, because we were just talking, and they thought it was the craziest thing. They told me it's like, yeah, we never experienced any of that. Uh, but yeah, that happened. Her little girl outside, fucking pitch black night, heard a giggling girl, giggling girl. I'm not shitting you. I heard that, and it creeped me out so much. Like I don't know. That was scary. But anyways, so now you know we're living in my aunt's apartment. My mom found some nice apartments. Uh, it was pretty decent. It was a decent place. So you know, eventually we pack up all of our things there, and we move to the apartment. Now, maybe about, and I'm not sure what the time is, what went down, but because this all took place like not four, maybe 4 years ago. I don't know. But this all took place maybe 2016, 17, give or take. It was somewhere around there. So you know, all this is kind of, I don't remember all the fine details here. But we move into the apartments, and after a certain amount of time, something happens to somebody downstairs. There's an old man, and he had passed away. I'm still not sure what killed him, but he ended up passing away, and you know, people moving stuff out of his house and all that. And then after a certain amount of time, again, sorry, I have no idea how much time had passed since then. Could have been a month, a few months, a week. I just can't remember. But after a certain amount of time, one night, I was sleeping in my bed. It was maybe 3 a.m. And I just like, you know how sometimes like you'll wake up randomly. You know, like you always say, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like 3 a.m., right? So I wake up, and I think I go to the bathroom or something, and then I lay back down, and it takes a while to go back to sleep. So I'm going back to sleep, and then this is when it all happens. This is when it all happens. So I'm going to sleep, going back to sleep, and all of a sudden, and I was laying on my back too. And I don't like laying on my back ever since. It always seems like creepy shit happens when I lay on my back sleeping. I remember I was laying back on my back in my bed, just going back to sleep after getting up, and I started hearing like whispers, like multiple voices, and they were whispering in my ear. And I don't know if it was because how many voices there were, or because I've also looked this up too, and it was like tongue. They'll speak tongue. But anyways, uh, I, I was in my bed. I started hearing multiple voices. They were whispering in my ear. My heart started thumping. I could hear my heart thumping. It seemed like almost everything in the room just went silent. It just went silent. Like I couldn't hear my fan. I couldn't hear anything at all. It all went silent. All I could hear was the voices and my heart just thumping like crazy. And I remember being so scared that I was just fucking paralyzed out of fear. I was paralyzed. I could not move. And I remember too, I was screaming for my mom. I was trying to get some words out. I couldn't even get any words out. I just couldn't. Like you know how like sometimes your voice will go out and you can't say anything for a little bit? I think that's kind of how it was, if you know what I'm talking about. Like sometimes you'll wake up and your voice will just be fucked. You can't say anything. That's kind of like what it was, but a little bit worse. I just couldn't get any words out at all. And then all of a sudden, like as I lay there and that happens, I kind of thought to myself like if I let this go on, something's gonna happen to me, and it was not good. I knew something, whatever it was not good. Uh, it was fucking evil, is what it was. I don't know what it is, but it was fucking evil. That's what I know. So I kind of got the courage to like spring up, and the moment I springed up, it stopped. It fucking stopped. All of it stopped. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to my mom, and I'm thinking, okay, she's not gonna fucking believe it. And then again, this all takes place at like 3 a.m. Give or take 2 a.m. So I went to my mom and was like, okay, first of all, she's not gonna fucking believe me if I if I go up to her and tell her all that. So I'm like, I go up to her, I wake her up, like, hey, I think I had a heart attack. And I think she just kind of brushed me off. And you know, nothing against her, cause I guess when you like, you know, you're waking, or when you get woken up about 3 a.m., like, what do you want? Why are you waking me up? I might have said heart attack. I might have said something else. I don't know what I said, but whatever the case, though, I think I said heart attack. That's why I'm saying that. But whatever the case, she brushed me off, and I'm like, okay, like I just like fuck it. I'll just go back to bed. And this is how I know. And I've had sleep paralysis multiple times. I have. I know what it's like. I've had it countless times. This is how I know this wasn't sleep paralysis. This was something completely different. So I go back to bed, and I lay in my bed. And the moment, I'm not shitting you, the moment I lay back down, it starts right the fuck back up. It starts immediately, voices, heart thumping, everything. Except the only thing that was different is that I wasn't fucking paralyzed out of straight fear. So I went straight to back, like, just back up. I was like, fuck that, I'm not going to sleep, I'm staying up. I'm staying up for the rest of the night till I pass out. And, you know, yeah, that's what happened. For the rest of the day, I just stayed up until I passed out. I would not go back to sleep at all. I refused to go back to sleep. Because just I just knew the moment I laid back down, it just started, like, fuck, yeah, like, fuck that, I'm not going back to sleep. Like, hell no. Like, it was just insane. It really was. That's just one of the scariest things that's happened in my life. Like, and I don't know what it was, and I don't think it was a panic attack either. Like, I know they've been said to have, like, random things. Like, it'll happen, like, random times and all that, you know? But I don't think this was it. Because it seemed like, just the fact that the moment I got back, and I wasn't really stressed, too. I was, like, in middle school or something. I wasn't stressed. I'm like, I was having, you know, I just wasn't stressed. I was having a jolly good time, right? So I don't think it was a panic attack. You know, my grades weren't the best, but they were alright, right? There's some B's and C's. So I wasn't really stressed about anything, really. Uh, and I don't think it was, you know, again, sleep paralysis. I've had it multiple times. And I've actually broken out of sleep paralysis multiple times too. Like you slowly start to move your leg or arm, I think, if you know what I mean. And you can slowly like break it. I don't know if that was just me or if it was something else I experienced, but that's how I break out of it. Be able to break out of it. So it wasn't sleep paralysis. And I actually posted this story multiple times too on places like 4chan. There's like other like creepy, because they have a paranormal board, and you know, you can go on there and post paranormal stuff. It's so funny. The only answers I ever got were like, "I'm praying for you," like that. I don't feel so good about that answer. And another one too was they were talking about like it was a succubus or something trying to contact me, and I rejected her offer or something like that. But yeah, that's about it. That's basically the only answers I've got. It was either I'm praying for you, please be careful, or yeah, hey, it was a succubus trying to get you. She was trying to contact you. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, and look, the reason I brought up the old man because he had passed downstairs. I've left that detail out many times, and it seems like if I went back and you know put that in, it would almost be like me implying like, yeah, it was the old man's spirit. I mean, he was like, you know, I'm just pointing that out though, because that's actually what happened. The old man had passed, and you know, a certain amount of time afterwards, that happened. But I don't know that. Maybe I don't think so. I don't think it was the old man. Um, yeah, I just don't think it was him, too. And you know, it was one of those things too when I was sleeping. I forgot to mention this earlier, but it was like, and I don't know if whoever's listening to this has been in this situation before, but you'll be in like some type of situation and you're so scared you can't move. Right? That's what happened to me that night. That's basically what it was until you like break out of it. Right? That's what happened. But anyways, yep. That's the apartment story. I think I got everything in there. That's what went down that day or that night. It was one of the scariest paranormal experiences I've ever had. Yeah, I'm hoping I got everything in there. I'm pretty sure I did, including going to my aunt's house and all that, and why I had to go to apartment because you know, to find a new place to live and all that. Couldn't stay at the aunt's house forever. But yeah, that's what happened. If anybody knows what went down or what it was, please type it in the comments. You know, it might have been paranormal, might have been a demon of some sorts. It might have just been some type of panic attack. Maybe it was just a panic attack, but worse. I don't know. But it was fucking scary. I know that for sure. It was something. It was. Yeah. Ever since then too, I don't sleep on my back too. Ever since then, it seems like every time I sleep on my back, some shit happens. And I'll be sure to tell some of those stories too later. But this is just one of the biggest ones ever that's ever happened to me. I've never had any, and ever since then I've never had anything come close like that ever. Nothing has ever happened like that. That was similar. Nothing. Ever since, it's never happened again. Ever. But yep, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. And I honestly was telling the truth. I wasn't lying about that. It really did happen. But you know, I guess some people, you know, they probably won't believe anything until something happens to them, right? But yeah, that's definitely when I realized something's out there. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that story. More to come in the future. I don't know when, but you know, I'll try to remember some of them. Record a few. I might put like multiple in one video because some of them are pretty short. They're not too awfully long like this one. So I might just put them in like one video and just kind of knock them out. But yeah, thanks for watching and listening. Appreciate you clicking on this video. See you guys later. Stay tuned for more stories. Thanks for watching.